right, good evening, everyone. I would like to officially call the Douglas School Committee meeting to order today at 6:30. I am starting it because we have to do a reorganization. So, going through the agenda, we'll start off by reading the mission statement. The Douglas Public Schools offers diverse learning experiences that meet the academic, social, physical, and emotional needs of all students. We provide a safe, supportive, and challenging learning environment in which students may achieve academic success and personal growth. Decisions are made in the best interest of students. Our first order of business is to appoint a school committee chair. I will entertain nominations at this time.
I nominate Heather Moore.
I second.
Motion made by Beth, seconded by Julia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? All right, congratulations, Heather. Welcome back, and I will turn the rest of the meeting over to you for the rest of for the vice chair, secretary, and vice chair and secretary.
All right. Thank you so much. I need to have a nominee for vice chair.
I nominate Beth. Second?
Nomination is made by Julia, seconded by Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Awesome. And now we need a nominee for secretary.
I nominate Becky.
Second. This is so easy. Motion made by Julia, seconded by Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstained? Thanks so much. And then we'll go through the subcommittees in June, right?
Correct, yeah.
And we'll do all of that, because that's a lovely paperwork of stuff. Try to keep it light and bubbly. All right, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Seeing how I believe you're twins, I'm assuming. Just saying, they've already come up to us. So it's Addison and Jasmine Trudeau. Welcome, ladies.
Hi. So first we're gonna start with some highlights from the past month. So congratulations to the Douglas High School students in Mr. Gianet's Project Lead the Way classes of Civil Engineering and Architecture, Introduction to Engineering, Engineering Essentials, and Technology Engineering. These classes had 23 students earn a MACWIC certification this year. This year's group achieved an outstanding 100% passing rate. Douglas High School is one of the few academic high schools in Massachusetts to offer this vocational training opportunity.
On May 8th, Douglas High School celebrated their prom at Blissful Meadows in Uxbridge. Congratulations to Logan Bushman and Julianne Forget for being named King and Queen.
We just completed MCAS math today for sophomores. Juniors completed their SATs a few weeks ago. AP exams finished up last Friday, and the seniors are in the middle of their final exams.
The Drama Club put on their performance of Twelfth Night last Friday. Congratulations to Miss Woodford on a very successful evening. Also a great job by Jacob True and the rest of the cast in their roles both on stage and behind the scenes.
The high school hosted the Special Education Parents Advisory Council Awards ceremony last Wednesday to recognize the teachers and support staff who work directly with our students of highest needs.
We were elected to be president and vice president of the Student Council next year.
Here's some upcoming events. Senior Week and graduation are next week. Graduation will be held on Friday, May 29th at 5:30 p.m. We are scheduled to be outside. This is weather dependent.
Senior class night will be held on Tuesday, May 26th at 5:30 p.m. This night showcases senior awards and scholarships across academics and athletics.
Softball is currently finishing up a strong regular season, currently 10-8, and looking forward to the MIA tournament starting next week, with the strong potential of hosting a first-round game. Tomorrow night is senior night. Come out to help and celebrate the team.
The first week of June will be MCAS signs for our freshman class.
Class elections are coming up the second week of June.
Final exams will start on June 12th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming in
you.
tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Council.
Thank you.
You too. Anybody here for public comment? Seeing that there is none, moving on to old business,
We do not have any.
new business, and superintendent's report, please.
All right, so the only thing on my report tonight is a review of my goals and evaluation. I'll wait for Jacob to put it up. Awesome, thank you. So I want to start by saying that, in overview, we had 4 standards I was evaluated on. Instructional leadership with a focus on instruction, management and operations with a focus on environment, family and community engagement with a focus on engagement. Standard 4 was professional culture with commitment to high standards, and then 4 goals, which you can see tie back to the standards: instructional leadership, instructional consistency in student learning, safe and supportive learning environments, professional culture and accountability, and family and community partnerships. This here is a summary of the work that we've done this year. You also should have in your packets a longer narrative of things, but I wanted to do this different presentation through a slide deck just to highlight some of the big things. The first thing I want to point out is, even though this is my evaluation, my report, this is about a we. This work could not have been done without the principals, without our teachers, without our paraprofessionals, without our town, and without our community. So although this is my evaluation ultimately, this is a we that was done, and I'm proud of the work that we've all done. Starting with the first standard, instructional leadership, with a focus on instruction. This standard speaks to setting high expectations and empowering administrators to do the same, looking at instructional practices that are engaging, inclusive, personalized, to meet the diverse needs of students, and to make sure that we are aware of and up to date with new instructional practices. So that's the goal of this standard. I don't know if this is one of the same pictures we used before with Finn in it, but we have here the work that we did the first half of the year. Under curriculum alignment, that was a big push, as you remember. We had everything updated on Rubicon Atlas. We continue to do that work on Rubicon Atlas. The fidelity monitoring. One thing we wanted to make sure of this year was to make sure that we were using the resources that were provided to teachers. Principals are going in and checking to make sure that Tier 1 strategies are being done. UDL strategies are in place. We're doing the MTSS. But we're also using the resources that we have with our textbooks. Proud of the work we've done with data. We did a summer workshop, and when teachers talked about one of the strengths of the district, they said our use of data. And I've been using that word data for my 6 years here, and teachers have embraced that. So we really do look at data to drive a lot of our decision making, and a lot of professional development around Go Math, Wilson, ISO frameworks, ST Math, MTSS, Panorama. And although we just have the 4 PD days, the work that we did extends into beyond the PD days, CPTs, common planning time, staff meetings, so a lot of work. Second half of the year under instructional leadership, we continue the work with Atlas Rubicon to make sure it's up to date. We did a lot of work with data. Staff asked for AI training. We were at a workshop this November, and the English department said, hey, we need some help with AI. I came and presented to the English department. They said, I think you should present to the entire high school staff. We presented to the high school staff. We did some stuff with Magic School. So a lot of review, a lot of use of data. And then again, the work we've done around SEL and professional learning. Again, we did some stuff with growth mindset, regulated classroom. So a lot of professional development we brought in. Going inside classrooms to make sure that this stuff happens is important. I try to be as visible as I can in the schools, inside classrooms, outside classrooms, seeing what's going on. Principals do the same thing. But again, really proud of the work that we've done with teachers, with our principals around instructional leadership. Number 2 is management and operations, and this speaks to having effective plans, procedures, routines, and operational systems that address a full range of safety, health, social, emotional needs of our students, and makes adjustments as necessary. We spend the summer and the beginning of the year making sure we're ready to go, right? And if we make mistakes, we adjust the route. I think we saw that at the beginning of this year with an issue with buses and kids getting in and out. Things are brought to our attention operationally. We look at it, sometimes we can address it, other times we can, but we focus on making sure that our operational routines are tight to start the school year off. Behavioral systems are always important. We talk about those classroom expectations. Both of our SROs did a lot of work around bus safety protocols. We do things with SEL, morning meeting, and PD during the year. At our summer retreat, the teachers asked for the PD around trauma-informed classrooms. And we were lucky to have mass partnerships for youth, lifeline trauma, safety care training, and work with our school psychologists to help provide the PD for students. And then finally, we'll continue to talk about the awesome new website and the ability to use that website to have all the information. People seem to enjoy the text message. Enjoy might not be the right word, but people seem to like the text messages versus the emails because you get that quick blurb and it's easy and it's quick. So I've been pleased with the website. It's streamlined. The information's all there. So that's been great under that piece. Second half of the year, we've already started those conversations planning for FY27, but also closing out what could we have done better in 26. For safety preparedness, one of the big things we did in January was our reunification drill, where we're lucky to have St. Dennis's Church allow us to go over there. So we took the middle school and the high school for an hour over there, and then the primary and the elementary went the second hour, just to see what happens if we ever have to evacuate one of our buildings, bring kids to a neutral site. Where do the kids go? What's a safe space? What happens if a kid's dysregulated? Where are parents walking in? So we were able to walk through that with it. And then one of the other things we talked about is having a backup site and using Town Hall as a backup site in case we have to evacuate everyone. They all can't fit in one spot. So that was a big part of it. Again, the PD that we did in January around the regulated classroom was awesome. And then again, we continue to do the work around data-informed instruction, whether it's looking at ISSPs, attendance, behavioral data. We talked about it last week where we saw attendance either increase or decrease depending on which way you're looking at it, but we have more kids coming to school and less kids absent, which is great. Under family and community engagement, speaks to engaging all families to contribute to district, classroom, school, and community effectiveness. Actively engage stakeholders from all segments of the community, including residents, municipal officials, business leaders, in furthering the mission of the school and the district. And I really think this was highlighted this spring with the work we did around the budget. We had staff rally around us. We had the community rally around us. We had people speak out publicly and support us publicly in a polite and respectful way. And that doesn't happen if there isn't a mutual trust and a mutual respect between all shareholders. So again, the town came out and supported us. We were able to pass 3 articles on town meeting floor, the additional funding for the budget, the capital project for our servers, the potential roof, window, and door project. So that support from the town, both the residents, teachers, support staff, and the community, what was tremendous. What are some of the things we've done? Again, we talk about the streamlined communication, which is great. We did a bunch of workshops for parent education, Power School training, Google Classroom training. We did an online safety workshop. We did a social media awareness. We put out a parent resource guide. We put out resources to families from MPY. I wish they were better attended, but at least we gave people the opportunity to come out. Under authentic engagement, we've tried to do some different things to get people in buildings. We've talked about the round tables, the family nights, the student-led conferences, the art shows, career day, coffee with the superintendent, but we also have kinder family events, carols in Coco art shows. So ways to get families into the building to talk to us, to meet us, to see us. Heather was kind enough to come to my first coffee with the superintendent. I think we had 4 people After that, I had one, it was Dr. DeMarco, but that was just luck, she was getting her coffee, and at the same time that I was arriving.
Funny meeting you here.
Yeah, and then the third time, I didn't have anyone, but at least we're putting it out there for families to come in. And then our community partnerships, again, we did the great work with the American Heart Association, they want to continue that next year. We're grateful for the work that the PTO and the Music Boosters do with us, and we're thankful for what the community as a whole has done to support the school system this year with those three major endeavors at the end of the year. But it extends beyond that. I've said it before. If I call the police chief or the fire chief, what do you need, Paul? Tell me when, tell me how, we'll get it done. Mr. Wojcik's been that way, Finance Committee, Board of Selectmen, so we're really lucky that everyone has rallied around us and supports us. Last is professional culture, and this speaks to a district-wide commitment to high standards of teaching, learning with high expectations, and achievement for all. And again, talks about people coming together to support the mission, and I've already spoken a lot about that. If you're looking at what we've done the full year, the website has helped us to communicate better with people. The professional culture, teachers asked for that AI training, we were able to give them the AI training. Teachers asked for the trauma-informed instruction, we were able to provide that to them. And those are things that happen at a summer retreat, and those are things that just happen from me being in the hallways and people saying, hey, we need some help with this AI stuff. So that was great. You know, under mission-driven decisions, we continue to use our mission statement as our focus point, but we do a lot with CPT faculty meetings. This year we started doing administrative team meetings, that's what ATM stands for, where we had SST meetings where we talk about our high-risk kids, but we didn't have a formal mechanism to talk about all kids. So we implemented ATM meetings this year just to talk about kids that may not need to go through the tiered intervention process, but just kids who we need to make sure we have a formal structure to talk about. We try to make our meetings purposeful. We see that here with us. We try to do agendas at meetings. We want to make sure that we value people's time and that something comes out of it. We have that distributive leadership where I try to allow principals, you allow me to do my job, which then I allow principals and directors to do theirs, and they allow teachers to do their jobs. And then again, all of the use of all of our data points, STAR, MCAS, Panorama, SEL data, and all the different opportunities we have for teachers and administrators to discuss it. This part will be a little quicker because it's a little redundant off of what we've just talked about, because the goals should be aligned to the standards. Professional practice, student learning, instructional consistency, and student outcomes. By June of 2026, the superintendent will lead the Douglas Public Schools in improving instructional consistency, curriculum alignment, and student outcomes by ensuring that 100% curriculum map alignment is done. And we're there. SEL integration into classrooms, that's always been a big focus of mine. I've said it all along. If you're not good here and here, you can't learn. You got to focus on kids and meeting them where they are and working with them. The same thing for staff, too. Data-informed instruction, we continue to try to do the work to use the data to guide us and to help us tell the story. And then professional development, a minimum of 4 PD sessions focused around curriculum, data use, SEL integration, delivered at in-service common planning times and staff meetings. And as you can see, we did a lot of that this year. And I just jumped into the evidence. So here's the evidence of it all. And again, you have this here in front of you. I will post all this on the website tomorrow, this along with a narrative for anyone who would like to read it. Goal 2 is safe and supportive environments. And again, by June of 2026, the superintendent will strengthen the district's capacity to provide safe, supportive, and inclusive learning environments by ensuring that we have that trauma-informed PD, which we did a lot of, and the consistent behavioral expectations. We tried really to roll out PBIS this year, and just the timing wasn't right to, as we were cutting and eliminating 21 positions, to add additional stipended positions. I wish we had been able to do more around creating those consistent behavioral expectations. We did strive in the right direction, but that's probably one thing that stands out to me is I wish we had been able to have more consistency both vertically and horizontally with that. The evidence, like I said, the PD we've done, The safety systems we try to put in place, whether it's through SST, ATMs, having the ISSPs, the reunification drill. We meet, I think we met about 4 or 5 times this year as a safety team with police, fire in the town to come together. One thing I've said, we tackle things head on. There's an issue that gets brought to our attention, we try to address it. Sometimes we can fix it, sometimes we just can't, but we at least try to tackle them. And again, it talks about behavioral expectations and having that clear communication. I hope that the website has been able to do that. Professional culture, by June of 26th, the superintendent will cultivate professional culture that promotes collaboration, accountability, and continuous growth by ensuring structured collaboration, clear expectations, and an evaluation system that drives growth. And again, I think we've been lucky to be able to do a lot of that here this year. The collaboration, like I said, at the end of the year was phenomenal. We've been able to do things using our data through various meetings to do things. We've been able to have those conversations with staff around evaluation and trying to use that data to move the needle. I wish we could move it more than we are, but again, we've talked about all the time, it's one data point. Last week I presented some great information about all the things that we're celebrating. We heard the kids here talk about some other great things that are happening here at the high school. There's a lot of great things that aren't measured in data points through an assessment. And strengthening those family partnerships, superintendent will strengthen partnerships between family, schools, and the broader community by streamlining communication, authentic engagement, and parent education. And again, we've talked about that enough. The website is phenomenal. The ability to push information out with one button, notification, email, text, Twitter. We don't use X anymore. Facebook, Instagram has been great. The stuff that our teachers do and our principals do to bring families into the building is awesome. Again, wish we could do more, and I wish more people would come, greater at the younger grades and at the older grades, but we'll keep on trying. And we've been able to do multiple parent information sessions. And then at the very end, you have the evidence. So if you should have a copy of this slide deck. If you don't, let me know. And then you should have a copy of the narrative of everything. Heather, I sent you the raw data. What we did is by month, I was able to list all of our goals, and we looked it out through central office in each of the buildings and special ed, where as we did things through the month, we were able to populate it into that spreadsheet, so you have a copy of that raw data.
Yep.
There might be some typos in there, but I titled it raw data for that, for that reason, but you have all the information there. So that, in a nutshell, is the work that we collaboratively as a district have done on the goals that we established this summer. Questions?
I appreciate the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I like the narrative, but this is a lot easier for people at home that want to know what we're using to evaluate you on,
Yep.
to see and to actually.
And I forgot to
People
have my
said
little
digest.
disclaimer, part of this was created with the assistance of Gamma AI. As our policy states, and we've got to cite our source. So part of this was created with the help of Gamma AI. But yeah, I thought that, I was reading the narrative, and I'm like, I wonder what this would look like if we just took the highlights into a quicker slide deck. It's an easier read than that.
Say it's more digestible.
Correct. Than a 20-page narrative.
I mean, the people, if they have concerns about a certain section that we put in there, they can just flip right to it. I love the pictures, so I think, thank you so much, because it tells the story, right, of everything that we're doing in all the different buildings that we're in, right? So I truly do appreciate the time and the effort, because I know this copy and pasting, dropping in, formatting it, right, it takes additional time to do it, but I think we all want to leave it better than when we found it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the path that starts us on leaving it better than when we found it, so.
Thank you.
Meg, do you have anything to add?
My turn? Thank you so much. I'm gonna pull up the warrants now.
Not there yet. Do you have anything left on this?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were signaling that it was my turn.
And I think we have an in-person meeting on June 3rd. I think that agenda is a little healthy. When we get to the point, I'm gonna recommend that the meeting on the 17th, the day before the last day of school, is Zoom. And I think that's where we're gonna finalize my evaluation, and we're going to try to keep that meeting succinct, which is another word for very short. Because it's the day before school gets out. So I'm gonna recommend, unless something major happens between now and then, we do that meeting Zoom, and I know that's when we'll finalize my evaluation.
Are you gonna have the principals come in on the 3rd to do like end of, like kind of?
Principals are coming in on the 3rd to go over their school improvement plans.
Okay. Can we have Ms. Buck come and kind of overview of special ed?
Sure.
That would be great.
Will we get to hear on STAR testing this year at that point?
I'm trying to think where we are in the continuum. Yes, we can do start testing, beginning.
I feel like we haven't seen.
We haven't.
Okay.
So, that was somewhat strategic on my part. I felt some of the feedback was I was a STAR person. And it was a lot of star data. So I wanted to take a little bit of a step back to still use the information and have teachers use it, but not have it be every other meeting talking about STAR data. But we have the slide deck, we can present that as well on the 3rd.
I was gonna say, I don't think
Yep.
it needs to be super intense
Yep.
on it. It would just be nice to know where we started at the
Yep.
beginning of the year and how this year went. I
Sure.
don't know.
I can do that.
What's the matter, Julia?
No, I'm agreeing.
Okay.
I agree.
With what part?
Everything. You're a star.
Okay.
You know, with what Meg's saying, I'm trying to think about when the last time we looked at
Yeah.
Any type of data
It was about
points.
January.
I feel like at the beginning of the year,
At the
we
beginning of the year,
saw.
we did.
January.
At the
Yeah.
beginning of the year, we did the beginning of the year data. I didn't do anything in January, and then we rolled into budget season. And again, I felt like we would,
Yeah,
I thought you did in
we went over.
January.
I don't remember since the
Good
fall.
Testing score, didn't we do fall testing scores and then we did that in like December or January? went over
we
the
did,
data?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was doing it the past couple of years, I've done it 3 or 4 times, and I took a step back. I did it at the beginning of the year, and we can do it now again at the end of the year.
I like beginning, and I just like kind of wanted to see
Yeah.
how the year went.
Yep.
It kind of caps it off so you can see like students' overall growth.
Yeah. So, through the chair? Yep. We should prepare for a really healthy meeting on June 3rd then, because we're just beefing it up.
June 3rd will be healthy.
Really healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means, let's charge through this.
And eat a healthy dinner beforehand.
There you go.
Okay.
Pack it in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have, yeah, we should, just eat.
Just bring snacks.
Oh, good. All right. Thank you so much. Moving on to the school committee and subcommittee reports for accounts payable.
Now it's your turn.
Now
No,
it's
it's
my
your
turn?
turn.
Okay. All right, so I'd like to introduce warrant numbers 44SCH26, 44SCHL26, and HS2611. Warrant dates of 5/7 and 5/8. They were reviewed and signed by myself in the amount of $28,894.17. They all looked good, no irregularities. And the second batch was warrant 43SCH26 and 43SCHL26, warrant dates of 4/30 and 5/1, in the total amount of $114,831.83, signed by myself, reviewed with no irregularities.
Thank you so much. Moving on to the consent agenda and the May 6, 2026 mini minutes. If no one has any issues, I'd be looking for a motion.
Motion to approve?
Motion made by Becky, seconded by?
Meg? Me either.
No, you.
Seconded by Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Thanks so much. Next is the FY 2027 school committee meeting schedule.
The only one change we need to look at is the November 4th. That is the annual
Yep.
school committee superintendent's joint conference. So, again, that's in the budget for next year. So we would just do the one meeting in November, and I'll have Lauren make the amendment.
So July 27th, I have a conflict at work. I'm trying to figure out how I can be 2 places at once. So more to follow. I'll know probably next week. week for us. Or I'm Zooming. So I don't know yet. So I'm trying to deconflict, but
And we have some flexibility. I think we said the week of the 27th, so I think,
I'm gone that entire week.
okay, so, okay.
So we'll do it on the 27th, and you might be on Zoom.
I might be on Zoom.
Yeah.
So that's the only hiccup right now.
Through the
So,
chair.
Yes.
Didn't we talk about going to one meeting a month? Is that not a thing? I thought we were
For this,
considering,
for for all year long?
yeah,
Oh, I don't think so.
no,
don't.
never? Was that not on the docket?
That would be like 4 hours. So that would be pretty healthy.
Maybe healthy, okay.
Too
Look
healthy.
at, they're like, no, that we never said that.
I mean, Cliff Note version, we might be there.
I mean, look, I value everyone's time and appreciate it. If we don't have to have a meeting,
Right,
we cancel a meeting. And I don't try to put things on the agenda just for the sake of having a meeting. There's things we have to do financially that needs to be signed and taken care of, which is sometimes why we have it. But we've had enough examples over the course of the years here. We've canceled a meeting, gone to one meeting. We're gonna do some via Zoom, so we'll do that. I think some of the discussion has been, I forget where we landed on. We used to be at 7, we moved to 6:30. I think there was talk about 6, but then we had to keep it at 6:30. The one would be a marathon and tricky.
Through the chair.
Absolutely.
If I could just nerd out for a second on that idea, I would hate to see us go down to one meeting, simply because I think it's important for us to show up, and that's what we were elected to do. And also, this elected body is one of the oldest political bodies in the country. I mean, the idea of the school committee was founded in the 1600s here in the Bay State. So it's truly, I think, an important process that we participate in. So yeah, like, I'd love to be at home, but I think that the process is just that important, that I think when we drop, then you drop down to like every other month. And so when we lose it, it's really hard to get back to it.
Correct.
So I will always be in favor of 2 meetings. Okay.
I'll just make sure the ones that are in the holiday week, we're gonna do Zoom.
Yes, I mean,
That's all.
so, I mean, I think in the winter months, we'll probably go Zoom one time
Yeah,
in
that December 16th usually ends up being,
Zoom, the
a Zoom.
July 6th, I mean, the
and then
January
January
6th.
6th, we've canceled in the past because
Yes.
there's been some years there was a 3 or 4, there was 2 or 3 weeks of school. There were some years where we had a school committee meeting Wednesday, we were out of school Friday, we came back on Monday, and 2 days later, we were at a school, like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we have canceled that 6th meeting or done it via Zoom as well, too.
Yeah, so just look at the calendar, come back with comments, we can adjust accordingly for those months. If anyone has any conflicts that they know of now's the time to, like I said, when we come back in June, come back through and go, hey, can we deconflict this? Because we do have to have a quorum. Not that we've had a problem having a quorum, but we do need to have 3 people present, so. All right. Moving on to the policy manual update, section B, second reading.
All right, second reading, so some of the change, going through this, and then I'll answer the question about public comment that came up last week. Under BB, school committee legal status, core responsibilities remain unchanged. This removes some detailed statutory and local language, aligns more with MASC formatting and terminology, and makes no change to the authority of the school committee authority or function. BBA, school committee powers and duties. Again, responsibilities stay unchanged, adds important clarifying language around personnel and reporting structure, removes minor outdated language. BBBA and BBBB, school committee member qualifications of office and oath of office. Again, core eligibility and oath remains the same. It adds required ethics and conflict of interest compliance, modernizes language, and removes redundant non-discrimination statement. BDF, advisory committees to the school committee, policy is almost unchanged. The update is adding a 1-year term for advisory committee members unless reappointed. BDFA, school councils, Again, the rule remains the same. It adds clear structures, procedures, and legal compliance requirements, improves consistency and accountability. BDFA-E-1, School Improvement Plan, again, remains basically the same, but clarifies approval authority, adds timeline requirements, and expands expectations for data, accountability, and detailed planning. BDG, School Attorney, again, the role of the council does not change, clarifies the school committee controls legal engagement, improves structure and language, and removes some redundant and overly specific wording. BEC, Executive Session, the reasons for entering executive session, the 10 do not change. It increases transparency requirements, strengthens legal compliance, and adds a formal process for reviewing and releasing minutes. BEDA, notification of school committee meetings, still the same 48 hours, clarifies how time is calculated. BEDH, public participation at school committee meetings. The MASC version adds more structure and legal precision, slightly tightens procedure, improves liability protection. When I compared the two, to your point, Meg, it's short. The new policy is a little bit shorter and a little bit more condensed. In the number one, the old policy allowed for public comment to be 20 minutes. MASC is says it's 15 minutes, so it shortens it. But then there is still the clause that says the chair can extend public comment longer if they so deem it. Still the same 3 minutes. 3 minutes per person. The new policy speaks a little bit of that. In some instances where you're going to have hundreds of people show up for public comment, this adds the fact that sign-up instructions will be provided. Our old policy didn't have that. So if there's ever, which I hope there never is, we know there's going to be a massive public comment. A lot of school districts will put out a sign-up sheet of here's who wants to speak at public comment. So then as the chair, you can gauge, okay, I know people are gonna come, how many really wanna speak? Well, we've had 40 people sign up to speak. We might have to go an hour for public comment. So those are really it. Then there's some just minor wordsmithing. On the next page, BHE, use of electrical messaging by school committee members, expands to include modern communication platforms, simplifies records retention process, and removes outdated administrative requirements. And then finally, BID, school committee member compensation expenses, expands language to reflect all possible municipality types, modernizes wording, and improves consistency with MASC format. And that's it.
Any questions? All right. So we're going to revisit. I need to have a motion to make the June 17th school committee meeting to be held via Zoom.
I make that motion.
Meg makes that motion, seconded by?
Becky?
Second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Thank you very much. June 17th will be via Zoom. And I'm going to revisit the reorganization with the school committee subcommittee vacancies. Currently on the policy for subcommittee, we have Beth and Meg. Do you still want to be on that committee?
That's fine.
I'd be looking for a motion to continue the continuance of Beth and Meg to be on the policy subcommittee.
So moved?
So moved by Julia, seconded by?
Becky?
Seconded by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Next is the budget subcommittee report, which is Meg and Julia.
I move to appoint Megan Goya to the budget subcommittee.
Motion made by Beth, seconded by?
Becky?
Second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstained? Next is contract negotiations. Current on the board is Heather Moran and Julia Lagerhorn.
We have DESPA next year for negotiations. It's not an off year.
I'm open to.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. So be looking for a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Beth, and seconded by Meg. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstained? Awesome.
Sign for payroll, we have Beth and Heather. Heather is the alternate. Yep. I'll be looking for a motion.
So moved.
Unless somebody wants it.
Motion made by Becky, seconded by
Meg?
Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Awesome. Next is accounts payable. We have Becky DeMarco and Julia Lagerholm. I'll be looking for a motion. Motion made by Beth, seconded by
Meg.
Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? And next and final is that the health and wellness. We have Meg and Becky. No issues? Be looking for a motion.
So moved?
This motion made by Julia, seconded by?
Me.
Second by Beth. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstained? Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
There's that. And now we're ready to turn it back over to the business and operations report.
Great, thank you. We have a few consent agenda items to go through. You do this every year. So the first one I'm looking is an affirmation of the student activity fund accounts, and to close any of those inactive accounts and establish a new account. You'll see enclosed are the listings that you'd be affirming. Down below, when you look at the recommendations, I would be looking for a motion to close the class of 2026 account effective July 1 of 2026, and I'd be looking to establish the class of 2030, class of 2030 effective July 1, 2026. The next three accounts are high school accounts, esports, gaming club, and e-web design. Per the auditor's report last year, they did note there was no activity for 3 years, over 3 years, so we really should look to close those, which is why they're on the list. The last two come from the middle school, and I have to say I need to make an amendment because the Best Betties Club hadn't been used, but I know that we are looking to keep that active and going, and we are currently looking for an advisor. So when the motion is made, if we can exclude the closing the Best Buddies account, please. And we are looking to close the STEM account because there has been no activity in the STEM account at the middle school.
Is the STEM account just for like the group that meets after school?
Yes.
Okay.
We have Lego Robotics,
Yeah,
which is the same but different. So we still,
but they don't use this account.
no, because they're Lego Robotics.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So there isn't an official STEM club. Years ago, it morphed into Lego Robotics, and that's where the kids are going.
So be looking for a motion.
I'll move to affirm the student activity accounts for the Douglas Middle School and Douglas High School student activity funds per the attached fiscal year 2027 student activity accounts listing. Also affirm, let me read all this? Okay. DHS closed class of 2026 effective July 1, 2026. DHS established class of 2030 effective July 1, 2026. DHS closed esports, there's been no activity for 3 years, as of June 30, 2026. DHS closed game club, also no activity for 3 years, as of June 30, 2026. DHS closed e-web design and coding, no activity for 3 years, as of June 30, 2026. And DMS closed STEM, no activity for 3 years, as of June 30, 2026.
Motion made by Julia, seconded by Beth. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Thanks.
Thank you. The second is I'd be looking for a move to approve Dr. Elizabeth T. Sriracho as the school physician for FY 2027. This is pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 71, Section 53, that states that we do have to have a physician under contract.
She looking for a motion?
She's the same one that we.
Correct.
I move to approve Dr. Elizabeth T. Sriracho as the school physician for the FY 2027 pursuant to the MGL Chapter 71, Section 53.
Motion made by Meg, seconded by?
Julia?
Second by Julia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining?
Thank you. The next one is we're just looking for the approval and acceptance of the FY26 Rural Aid Grant. I know we had spoken about this prior, but we did receive $90,311.06 in rural aid. We have been spending it on some of our supplies for next year, for what we can do to help offset the budget. We're also looking to help out with the computer lab hardware and also just some more computer devices for the district.
No one has any questions? I'd be looking for a motion.
Motion to move to approve the FY26 Rural Aid Grant in the amount of $90,311.06. Funds planned to be expended on computer lab hardware, FY27 school supplies, and computer devices.
Motion made by Becky, seconded by?
Julia?
Second by Julia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining?
Great, thank you. One more, we have the Witten Community Center agreement. There are new changes. They supply our before and after school care down at the primary school, and we are just looking for an approval to continue that in FY27.
No one has any questions? I'd be looking for a motion.
I'll move to approve the Witten Community Center license fee of $11,000 for the fiscal year 2027, which is the 2026-2027 school year, for use of the Douglas Primary School for the before and after school care program.
Motion made by Julia, seconded by?
Becky?
Seconded by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Thanks.
The last topic of discussion is we're looking for approval for the proposed non-union member salaries for FY27 and administration salaries for FY27. We will start with, you do have all the details behind you. We're overall looking for a increase of 3.5%. That is consistent with, that would be consistent.
Can we see it?
Oh.
No, you said behind you, and I'm like, there's nothing
Oh,
behind
I'm
me.
sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
Yeah,
Do you need a copy?
Is it in our packet? I didn't see it in our packet.
No, she probably just has the link.
hyperlink.
No, it's on here though, look, here, come on, hold on.
I know. We asked you to save paper, and now I'm saying I can't see
Yeah, I
it.
know.
You can't
How
see
dare
it. Would you like a copy?
I'll look at it. I have it in my email.
To summarize, it is a 3.5% overall for our non-union administrative staff. That includes the business office staff, administrative assistants, and technology. They are 3.5% overall. When you get to the administrative, which you'll be able to see the breakout. Again, administrative, the superintendent this year is at a 2.5% increase contractually. Then the remaining admin staff is at a 3.5% increase, with the exception of a couple personnel members changing to 10-month contracts. So you'll notice that there was no salary adjustment made to them, but our special education coordinators and our food service director are changing from a 12-month to a 10-month contract.
205. So the way the contract reads for the three of them is similar to what we've done with the dean of students. They work the 2 weeks before school starts, the week after school ends, 1 week of ESY, and I think 10 days scattered throughout the school year.
Okay. I'm just thinking of who's gonna cover ESY.
Well, it's 5 weeks. They each have to do,
Well, it's not, technically, it's not 5 weeks.
It-
It's based on the IEP.
it's based on but it's available depending on who I think it runs over a 4 to 5 week period. It varies in length depending on what your IEP says, and the hours of the day vary, but they're there for 2 weeks. Kate's there for the other 3, but there's also 10 random days that they can help cover. So there'll be we made sure.
And
that
there'll
they'd
be an administrator.
An administrator present
Okay.
from that department.
Through the chair?
Yep.
These increases have already been factored into the budget?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
This was consistent with what Some years we align with what the teachers get, some years we've been above. This stays consistent with what the teachers got, the 3.5 for FY '27.
You will notice that there are two other hourly rates categories for tutoring. We are not proposing any change in our tutoring increases or in our substitute increases. We're looking for the same salary that they had, same hourly rate that they had in FY '26.
Through the chair, what was their hourly rate?
For,
Missing it.
For tutors?
for tutors?
For both, for substitutes and tutors.
Okay, so if you have a bachelor's degree, it's a $30 an hour tutor. If you have a master's degree, it's a $35 an hour rate. When you look at our substitutes, our day-to-day substitutes are $110. Long-term subs have a split based on the number of days that they
I just don't
have.
know how to scroll. You're like, just scroll down, you ding dong. Okay.
Oh, I didn't see it either.
Oh,
No, we're over here doing the same thing. I'm like, oh, you can
I'm like, I don't know
scroll.
what you're talking
Page 3.
about. Okay.
Thank you.
Did we look to see, because I don't know if us keeping the same rate without raising them? I'm concerned.
About the substitutes?
Yeah. Especially with the cuts we're making, because you're gonna probably need substitutes at times. And so for us not to be keeping pace with at least a COLA increase, I'm concerned.
And we didn't change it the last year either.
No, the last time we did any of the changes in, this will be the third year we haven't done an increase in any of the,
I think we need to hold on
I
that
think we
part.
need to do something.
Okay. And I think some of the thought process was we made a lot of cuts, so we weren't.
You may
Trying to
need
increase.
substitutes in order to cover your stuff.
Through the chair.
Yes.
This is pretty, I would say that this rate, what I'm looking at, from what I know, is pretty standard with, or in line with other districts in the area. So I think some may be slightly higher, maybe by like $10, but this is pretty much the going rate for substitutes. So I don't feel like it's too far off, comparatively. Just wanted to.
we're happy to do an analysis and come back on the 3rd for what area school districts are doing with the reading body language that we're probably gonna go up $10.
I'm just concerned, we just laid off a lot of teachers. We haven't given them a salary increase, and if you need them to fill some of your positions to be in compliance, but that we can't recruit given the market because our rate is not keeping pace with what the going rate is around, I'm concerned.
Can we also, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Julie.
Yeah,
Sorry.
through the chair.
I'm sorry.
I really did nothing substantive, but like most things I say, I think a market analysis will easily solve this question, just like Dr. DeMarco said, like, get the answers, we'll chat.
Happy to do so.
Absolutely.
Can we do that for the sub nurse as well? Because that hasn't changed since FY '23.
Yeah, that's probably another one.
I can do an analysis actually on this page, on the
Okay.
substitute category. On all the substitute
Thank you.
categories.
Page 3.
On page 3, if you scroll down.
Use the scroll. I know.
I know that finger doesn't wanna work, right?
I'm tired.
I know we all appreciate the fact that you're looking at, yes, we did have to unfortunately let go staff, and that's not what we wanna do, and we all understand not being like, okay, we're letting go staff and we're giving additional funds, but we also have to at least be able to get people in the bod, in the door to be subs. And
Especially
if we are
in-
competitive, great,
Yeah.
cool, that's awesome.
But we'll bring that on the 3rd, not a problem.
Okay.
Any other topics not anticipated? Your favorite thing, I've been looking for a motion.
So moved.
Jillian makes the motion, seconded by Beth. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstained? Thank you all, have a wonderful evening.
Good night, everyone.